Hey, welcome aboard, everyone, to NCPA Senior Showcase. Mark Messina here, going to be joined by Jeff Everett. As what we're going to do is kind of focus on and spotlight some area athletes who, seniors, spring sport athletes whose seasons were lost to the COVID-19 epidemic, and therefore their careers got cut short. So we just want to give them a little mention.
Yeah, so I'm excited to bring sports back to North Central Pennsylvania, and let's do it by starting off with a Williamsport millionaire. The first one we're going to talk about is a young lady by the name of Lydia Smith. Lydia is easily going to go down as one of the best swimmers ever for the Millionaires program. During her time in that program, she became a 10-time district champion, and I'm not misspeaking, a 10-time district champion. She claimed at least one gold medal every year. Unfortunately for Lydia, she's not going to be able to compete in track. She was looking forward to competing and trying to achieve her first gold medal this upcoming spring. But some of her personal highlights include breaking 12 minutes in the 2 mile. I cannot remember the last time I walked 2 miles, let alone ran them. And she was also learning how to high jump. And fortunately, she was able to place top 3 at districts the year before. She also placed second 3 years in a row in the 4x800. So that's Lydia Smith for the Williamsport Millionaires, and what a fantastic career she was able to have. How about you, Mark? Who do you have next?
All right, first one I got is Samantha Mcginnis, second baseman out of Central Columbia. As a junior, she was kind of one of the offensive forces on the Blue Jay lineup, leading them to a record of 18-4 in a league title. She was top 2 on the team in hits and RBIs and runs scored and batting average and doubles, and was going to be one of the catalysts that carried them through into this senior year. But obviously there is no senior spring in Central Columbia, and the Blue Jays will miss her bat next spring when they come back to play. And she's not in the middle of the lineup. So Samantha Mcginnis, offensive juggernaut, middle infielder there for the Blue Jays.
Yeah, and staying on the diamond, our next athlete is going to be Loyalsock High School's Dane Armson. Dane is actually one of the fortunate spring athletes. He's going to be able to play baseball again. He's actually committed to the University of Richmond. So the 6'5", 200-pounder is going to be a Spider, hopefully next fall. Dane was a 3-sport athlete, helped Loyalsock have success on the turf, the hardwood, and also the diamond. He's known as a pitcher, but one of his career highlights was actually showing off his versatility at the plate. He had a fantastic game in the backyard brawl against his rival Montoursville. You've heard of them, right, Mark?
I have.
Okay. He had a fantastic game. He was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and actually had one of the biggest hits of the game with a go-ahead double. For them to take the victory at historic Bowman Field in the backyard brawl. So congrats to Dane on his commitment to Richmond, and good luck to him in the upcoming fall.
And Richmond's no joke. Like when people hear Richmond, they like football-wise or basketball-wise, it's smaller. But in baseball, when you start getting down south, like that's a big deal. That's a good school to go play baseball at.
Yeah, and knowing him, he's pretty excited, and he has the size, good kid. I hope it all works out for him this fall. I'm excited to see how he does.
And they're the Spiders. I mean, how much worse can that be?
No, you can't go wrong with that. Who else do you have, Mark?
All right, the last one we have is Will Carson, who is a big Montoursville kid who probably crushed Dane Armstrong a couple times in the fall, which we're happy about. His best sport was football, where he was first-team All-State as an offensive lineman. He also wrestled. As you can see here, he's a track kid, and he was a district qualifier in the shot put. One of the sad things that you get for this, obviously, these seniors that lose their senior season, and Will just missed making states last year in track, and he'd been not just lifting weights, but he'd been training with a throwing coach over the winter to try to get over the hump and possibly get to states after coming off a solid football season. And obviously that doesn't get to happen. As a sophomore, he missed his sophomore year because of an arm injury. I think I put him in an arm bar and he didn't tap out soon enough, and that's what happened. I can't remember, but I'm thinking that's what happened. But Will Carson, a famous football player at Montoursville, but also a pretty good shot putter, and he'll miss his season.
Yeah, and anytime you get to shout out an offensive lineman and give them some credit, it's always a positive. So I'm glad we got to see Will on our first show.
Yeah, linemen, we love linemen. Believe me, they're one of, even if they're not doing a good job, you tell them they're doing a good job. But Will, with an all-state season, he had a heck of a year.
So one of the things that we're excited to do here is every week we're going to actually have an interview with a senior athlete whose season was cut short, career had to end sooner than they wanted to. For our first episode, I'm excited to bring in somebody from Wellsboro, Pennsylvania, near my hometown of Blossburg, a 3-sport athlete, and somebody who is going to be a local soon here in Williamsport and is going to continue her athletic career at Lycoming College. So we're excited to have Cathryn of the Wellsboro Hornets joining us for our first ever episode. How you doing, Cathryn?
Good. How are you?
Aren't they the Green Hornets?
Yes, we are the Green Hornets.
Man, Jeff, try to get the nickname right. So Cathryn, well, before we get going into, because you have lots of sports here in your career, so baseball or softball season. Sorry, you're not a baseball player. You're a softball player. Softball season. What was your immediate thought when you found out the season was canceled?
Disappointment, definitely. We were really looking forward to this season. We actually were in Florida right before we found out for spring training. We're at the ESPN Sports Complex down there, so we were able to play a few games there, which was really cool and it was a lot of fun. But yeah, when we heard that coming back, it was just really disappointing.
Is that a PIAA violation? Are they allowed to play in Florida? How does that work?
It didn't count as like actual games. They wouldn't let us like count the stats, but yeah.
So one of the things that I want to ask you about, Cathryn, is I think you guys were really looking forward to this season. Can you just kind of give everybody a background of the team and kind of what you guys were hoping to accomplish and what you guys had done to prepare?
Yeah, we had a really strong core group of girls returning, really strong senior and junior class, and we have some really talented underclassmen too that were coming up. We'd had open gyms all winter long, and like I said, we did go to Florida to have that preseason in, and we're all super excited. We all felt really good going into the season.
And just to clarify, you pitch. Who do you pitch for? Who runs the Wellsboro Lady Hornets softball team?
My dad is our coach, Ron Brott.
All right, so you got to, just for 30 seconds, you've got to tell us about that dynamic.
It's actually really fun. We work together really good. Yeah, it's not like the father-daughter, like thing. Like he's very fair to everyone. And yeah, it's awesome.
When he comes to the mound to talk to you in the middle of the game, do you ever tell him, "I know what I'm doing, you can go back to the dugout"?
I don't know if I've ever specifically said that, but yeah, I mean, there's been times where it's like as a pitcher, you're like, I want to do this instead, but it works out. It all works out.
Does he call your pitches?
No, we actually have a pitching coach, Aaron Youngworth. His daughter was Alyssa Youngworth. She graduated in 2018, and he calls pitches for me.
Oh, well, then that makes it better. So you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that playing for your dad, that can be a dangerous thing. It's a hard dynamic. So going back to basketball, you're like a combo guard that's maybe small forward-ish that's going to go play at Lyco. What attracted you to the Warrior program, and why did you end up there of all the places you could have gone?
I really liked Coach Henry and Coach Ditzler. They're very, very welcoming towards me, and Lycoming's had a really strong program in the past few years. They've had several, MAC championship appearances, and I went to a few games and I just really liked what I saw. I also really liked their biology and pre-med department down there. So those are both really strong factors for me.
So Jeff, notice she's going in as a science major, but then she'll be like a business major, sociology, something by sophomore year when she realizes there's no labs when you're a marketing major. Just a prediction. I don't know that for sure, but that's my guess.
Mark just assumes because he couldn't handle it, everybody can't handle it. So you'll be just fine, Cathryn.
Cathryn, in the fall in your high school, you played some soccer, you ran some cross country, you played some volleyball. Is this that you weren't any good at any of those and you kept trying to find something you were good at, or is there a better reason?
No, but my main focus, honestly, was, like I said, just getting in shape for basketball season. And I liked soccer because I found that like the physicality and just like the aspects of soccer were very similar to basketball. And that was what kind of made me switch to that.
Well, you know, the guy that invented basketball was a soccer coach, right?
Really?
Of course you knew that. Come on, you Wellsboro people know all this stuff. Jeff, you knew that, right?
Blossburg people know it for sure. I can't speak for the people of Wellsboro.
Okay, I understand. There's a rivalry there.
We're just messing with you, Cathryn. But
so, Cathryn, what would you be doing right now? Is there any way you can work out? What kind of basketball can you do in the summer to get prepared for what maybe is your freshman year if you even go back in the fall?
Yes, I've been lifting at home. I've been running all the time. We have a hoop here at our house that I've been shooting on, and I'm just planning on practicing all through the summer. Even if, we don't open up, I can still continue to do what I've been doing.
Before you go, and this is maybe, to me, this would be the most important question, because I want to give you an opportunity. If there's anybody you want to thank, if there's anybody you want to give a shout out, this is your floor to kind of give your chance to say thank you. Almost treat it like your senior moment. All right. So this is your senior night, and this is your chance to take the microphone. So go ahead.
All right. Well, yes, definitely a huge thank you to all my family and friends for all the support over the years. And just a huge thank you to all my coaches, Coach Davis, Coach Poyer, Jeff in the off season, our strength and conditioning coach, Coach D here. They've all just helped me tremendously over the years to, make me the player that I am today going into college. So yes, huge thank you to all of them.
Who didn't you like? Who aren't you going to miss at all? Like teammate, coach, teacher, just give us a couple names.
No one.
Who's the most annoying teammate you've ever had? Go ahead.
No one.
Really. Oh, come on.
I thought for sure you were going to say Emma Poyer. No?
No.
All right. We'll give Emma a pass this time.
We need some more honest answers in the future. There have to be. She's probably got a burn book sitting at home.
People inside the county are polite. I don't know what to tell you, Mark.
Is that what it is?
We'll give you lessons sometime.
All right. Well, Cathryn, thank you for joining us and taking time away from your quarantine social life up there in Wellsboro. And good luck to you next fall. Though I'm a Susquehanna grad, so I wish you good luck most of the season, but there's probably going to be 2 games that I will be rooting that you are stone cold from the field. But, those old rivalries die hard. You know how that is.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Cathryn. Congrats on a great career.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, we'd like to thank Cathryn Brott for joining us, and we'd like to thank Mansfield University for sponsoring this as we will do senior profiles throughout the summer. Just trying to bring a little recognition to a lot of our local senior athletes whose careers were unfortunately and abruptly cut short by this COVID-19 epidemic. So if you know of any local athletes or you're related to them, some that want to be profiled or possibly even interviewed, have them get in touch with us here at NorthcentralPA.com. You can email us at news@NorthcentralPA.com. And we would love to tell their stories. We want to tell stories of all these kids who's, as we said, their careers were unfortunately cut short. And we're going to do this throughout the summer. So thanks, Jeff. And we'll keep doing it. We'll keep bringing stories, right?
Yep. Thanks, Mark. Excited.